Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Serious Strategy Gamer, and we are returning to Democracy 4. We are playing as Canada, trying to solve all of its problems and turn it into military dictatorship. So, that's kind of fun. It's sort of the opposite of what we're doing in Suzerain. Do check that out if you want. I think if you are interested in Democracy 4, that might be your kind of thing. Nevertheless, let's talk about our strategy here for our second term, because we've just won our first term by turning everything... basically focus on popularity and getting a lot of people here on board that weren't on board before. Now I think we do have the freedom to enact broader reforms and go for that military dictatorship vibe, which, needless to say, is not necessarily I want to see in real life, but it would be fun here. So we want to go for all of these policies here that do have patriots, basically supporting them, and that is like detention without trials. That is going to hurt the Liberals, and that is going to be a problem. Foreign policy, I think, national service, that's definitely something that we want. Now, these are all very expensive, so we need a lot of popularity, and they are all upsetting to the Liberals. That's a big question, or that's a big problem, because Liberals right now make up 82% of our population, so that's not great. They are highly trusting, and they are satisfied with us, but... that will change very rapidly as we are changing a couple of these things. And that does mean we, I think, now need to enact a couple of reforms that will basically bring down their membership values and turn a couple of liberals into conservatives. The big issue with that is conservatives don't necessarily love us. They are quite unhappy. There's not a lot of them, but they do have quite a number of issues here that they dislike, and they dislike them very, very strongly. So we'll need to try to balance that. Get rid of liberals, make conservatives a little bit more happy, and try to walk that fine line. That's going to be quite tough. I also want to get rid of all of the religious people. There are not that many, only 11%. That will also come down a little bit over the next couple of turns, but not quite enough to get completely rid of them. And that's a big issue, because they are pretty unhappy. They're kind of crummy, and they might very well form at some point some kind of religious fanatic group and try to kill us. I would rather try to avoid that. So I think one of the first issues that we could actually address here is the legalized sex work. That is not going to change the number of religious people, but it is going to make conservatives a little bit more happier. So, you know what, I'm going to go ahead here and cancel this policy. So sex work is not legalized anymore, and that does mean conservatives should like us a lot more. Well, we don't have that much other political capital here, so I think the other thing that we could do, though, is go for the prison regime. Now, where's that? Let me just briefly check. Should be somewhere over there. Prison regime. Yeah, there we go. So right now it's balanced. I think we could go for a harsh prison regime here. It would certainly fit in with the vibe that we're trying to do, and most importantly, it would change a lot of liberalism. So their membership, the membership of liberals, it makes them also a little bit more upset. But I think that's going to be fine. It's going to reduce our education a little bit, but I think it's going to be all right. So we're going to make these changes here, and that should be an interesting one because it is going to have some long-term implications here. Right, anything else that we want to do? No, I think we're actually fine. Transport, maybe the bicycle subsidies or something. No, I think we're alright here. Obesity, it would drive down obesity. And driving down obesity would be extremely lovely because I want to get rid of everything. So you know what? Let's go for the bicycle subsidies here. It's not going to make a big change, but there we go. Right. Cynical voters. Why? Changes to the policy prison regime so soon after the elect has made some of the voters cynical about your party. Really? Who is that? Policy change. Okay, so you are getting cynicist. I don't think that we've ever seen that, but that's interesting to see. Gig economy, North Korea threat. Yeah, that is still a bug. So that's fine. And by the way, I do think I know why we had that sudden drop in our income here. At some point, and I think it's due to our Minister for Taxation, which we switched out. So yeah, there's that. Right, nevertheless, let's have a look at the Conservatives here. Yeah, you should be a lot happier now, and I think you will be happier over time here. So that might be okay. Yeah, but we want to keep on working to make some changes here. We can go for a maximum of 42 political power now. That is fantastic. That is quite a bit. There are quite a couple of things that I would want to introduce that do cost about that much. But I'm also a little bit concerned. No, I don't need to be concerned about the security situation. But I would at least try to go for CCTV, because I think that is one of the biggest changes that we are making here. You know what? Right to privacy, that one is also kind of nasty because it drives up liberalism, so that's not good. Yes, it does make them happier, but I think under military dictatorship we cannot have these people having well, private information. Right, that's the one thing. The other thing is CCTV. There we go. Let's bring that up as much as possible. Again, mostly to drive down liberalism. Conservatives will be happy about that. Crime will actually not be influenced really because there's no crime in our country. So I think these things are already kind of going to be useful to reduce the membership here in these guys. So yeah, I think that's an okay start here. Let's see what else we can do and should be doing over the next couple of turns. Cynical voters, yeah, so that's probably going to make... It's going to probably again affect the liberals. High productivity, that's nice to see. GDP, capitalist, self-employed, that's very good. How is unemployment so extremely high actually? Immigration, yeah, we will need to address immigration because I think a lot of people do consider themselves as ethnic minorities. 77%. That's really a bit high. That really is a bit high. So what we can do then is we could go for border controls, and I think it just does make sense to make patriots a lot happier, reduce illegal immigration. Ethnic minorities will not be happy about that, and that is a big factor here. Ban foreign firms, yeah, we are going to ban them because we want to cater to the patriots here. That should be okay. People are getting extremely cynical here, and I think that's mostly the liberals. Does that also affect... Is that sort of across everyone? That would be kind of crummy. No, it's pretty much only liberals. And they're actually extremely right to be cynicist, because we are making a lot of changes here that they dislike, and they did kind of vote us in. That being said, we should slowly see the percentage of conservatives rising as we are doing these changes. So it's gonna be a tight walk a tight line to walk here. So I think one of the next ones I want to change here is wiretapping. Again, try to bring down the liberalist membership here, and I think that might be useful. We are spending a lot of political power with these changes, but I think that's okay. We're going to deport these people. Ethnic minorities basically hate us very much at this point, so that's going to be an issue. But I do think immigration here is going to come down very significantly, and that should be helpful. At least illegal immigration should come down drastically here, which might mean that the illegal immigration crisis is going to go away, and that makes patriots and conservatives like us a little bit more. So that's a good thing. Now, the other thing is, interestingly enough, illegal immigration does not have any influence on the membership of ethnic minorities, but legal immigration does. And that is maxed out, largely due to our successful GDP. So what can we do over here? Well, we could go for the citizenship tests. We could increase those. I think we are going to try to do that, but it's going to have a minimal impact, so let's not bother too much about that for now. Yeah, we'll need to see. Right, let's go for the next turn here and see what we can do. Cynical voters, yes, again, the liberals really hate us at this point. Okay, that's a big issue. Right, yeah, we do need to increase our military funding at some point. Liberals will dislike that, but I don't really have the money for now. We are already running a deficit here, and I don't want to increase that too much. I mean, now GDP is maxed out, right? Yeah, so we are not going to get more income unless we do something about them. Well, we'll see. I think we can go ahead and see a couple of minutes here. Okay, that does not change membership in liberal institutions, so that's going to be alright. We have maxed out this, so I think how much capital can we get at this point? 40. You know what? I think we are going to try to save up a little bit, and we can spend 4. What would we be spending for political power on? There's not that much that I want to do here. Only things that do actually decrease liberalism, I think, are are really viable at this point. No, this is going to go down. We actually did a flip on that too. Now these are all fine. Shouldn't do any of these. Some of these here are useful, but don't think we need to be too concerned here. We could think about new taxes, but I don't think that's really what we need at this point. Government subsidies for all kinds of things. No. I think we are fine on that. Something really cheap here? Like 4 or 5 political power just to not waste them? I don't think so. We've basically got everything. Well, we could get rid of the Race Discrimination Act. That might actually be one of the best things to do here. Racial tensions are going to go up, but I think that actually does have an effect on immigration. So if racial tensions are higher, that should bring down immigration, right? Yeah, just very badly though. So yeah, ethnic minorities are forming one of the pressure groups now. Get option? Yeah, we're going to support that. At least it makes the Liberals a little bit more happy. So that's good. Yeah. Who is becoming cynicist here? Is that the ethnic minorities? No, you're still trusting. Well, you are a little bit. But yeah, we will need to bring down your membership. Otherwise, we're going to be in trouble. Refugee policy. Well, I think only the immigration rules basically do have a tangible effect on this. Anything else is going to be... Yeah. Anything else, and that does have a very long lead time, so I think that's what we need to do. It feels kind of bad, but I think it's what we do. Right, there we go. Spent 11 political power, but we do need to do something. Oh, pollution has gone away. That's lovely to see. Yeah, we're totally going to ban that. Liberals very unhappy with us. Ethnic minorities actively hating us at this point. But how is your membership looking? How is immigration looking? It should start to come down drastically now. It should. It hasn't yet, but it is gonna. How's the illegal immigration crisis looking? Interesting. So illegal immigration has plummeted here, but it's not low enough to really end the illegal immigration crisis. What else can we do against that? I think doing these things would just rebalance illegal immigration and all of the other things. So basically we can go for no checks and basically allow everyone to come in handily. I think we might actually need the border navy here for that to go away. Patriots do love that. Okay, let's go for it. It does make some sense, and I think it does help out on that issue. Patriots love it. Liberals hate it. You're still considered slightly happy, but at least your membership is dropping. Slowly, but it is dropping. Right, 15 political power. I don't think there's that much that we can do with that. So I'm simply going to go ahead here and go for some of the bigger changes. Ooh, sharing the IPO cancelled. And we've got extreme nationalism. I've never seen that because I've never played this way, but there we go. So immigration, foreign relations, tourism, all of that goes down, racial tensions go up, violent crime goes up. I'm sorry to say, but this is not actually the worst that has happened, because violent crime is basically at zero, and we do want to bring down immigration and illegal immigration especially. So I think we are going to see these being much better. Racial tensions do go up here a lot. That is a big issue. But yeah, I guess so. Right, what do you want? Tech colleges. Tech colleges are not a bad policy. I don't really want that now. You know what? I think we're going to be fine with you leaving. That's a budget deficit still. Yeah, but I think all in all we are okay. Our approval ratings here are plummeting as the Liberals are turning away from us, and especially as the ethnic minorities are turning away from us. But I'm guessing that your membership should start to come down a lot. A lot of over time. Especially with the immigration rules here. It does have a certain lead time, and again it's going to take some time to be translated into anything else, but there's no minister who's sympathetic for you, so that's good, and that I think is the way to go here. Right, how are the Patriots looking? Okay, we are at 100% Patriots at this point, so that's very lovely, and you're moderately supportive. Interesting. You are a little bit irked by some of these things, but I do think that the illegal immigration crisis is going to go away. Foreign aid, and at some point we do need to turn that off. I mean, ethnic minorities basically hate us anyway. I don't think we can get much lower here. So it does cost us a little bit of money, but not that much, okay. Nevertheless, we do have 32 political power. Let's have a look at what we can do with that. We can save up to only 34. Oh, that is coming down because our popularity is plummeting. That's unfortunate. I would have liked to do a couple of slightly more revolutionary things here, but I don't think that's something that we can do at this moment. So we might actually need to implement this here. Let's do it. I think some tech colleges are going to be alright, but that's unfortunate. I would have hoped that we can do a little bit better here. Now, how are we looking? Our liberals are at this point still kind of supportive of us, actually, curiously enough, and the conservatives are nearly on the same level though, so the rebalancing here between these two groups is gonna be quite kind of useful, I think. So what else can we do here? Now there is press freedom, and we could bring that down to further decrease liberalism, but I would actually like to bring it down by a lot more. I would actually like to go down to minimum, because at that point everyone is actually going to love us a lot more. So that would be kind of helpful. Respiratory disease, parents, how many parents are there? 31%. I would love to get rid of the respiratory diseases for you. Middle income, that's all of the taxes. Yeah, we can't really cancel those. So we are in a little bit of a pickle here, because I don't see how we could go for the big policies that I would want unless we are becoming a little bit more popular again. Once that this decreases here, I think we'll be better off. But I don't think there's any other way to decrease that really, at least directly. Some of these things are very, very popular, which would help, right? It would irk capitalists, but the environment would help, and respiratory. You know what, let's do it. I think coal is the way of the past. There we go. GDP will suffer quite a bit. Capitalists dislike it. But respiratory diseases are going to go away, hopefully at least. And the environment should do a lot better too. How's GDP looking? Yeah, still maxed out, so I don't think the impact of that decision are going to be that tough. Skills shortage. Ooh, okay, because we don't have any immigration anymore. We are seeing that being reduced there. Okay, how about we go for adult education subsidies? If we increase that, that might be helpful, right? Yeah, let's do that, and let's go for where we are not going to increase immigration. How's education looking? Well, it could do a little bit better. It could do a little bit better. If we are going to go ahead and university grants, I think that is also directly helpful, right? So let's increase that somewhat. I don't think it's that expensive, is it? Yeah, let's do it. Stream Office birthday? Yeah, let's do it. Conservatives dislike it, but young people do like it. We are a little bit on the bad side with the young voter group. Current value only 40%, but I think it's okay. This will go away at some point. It must go away. Border Navy is going to kick in. That is going to have a profound impact there. Are people ready to kill us yet? No. Especially the ethnic minorities are the ones that I would expect to do that. We're going to support the monarchy because patriots will like that. So that's good. Where are we? 34. We need to be at 37. What can we do to boost things? It is going to come down on its own. This is not going to be enough, I think, yet. And obesity, still not going to go away. I mean, obesity is not a big influencer, so that's going to be alright. How about the environmental protests here? They're not actually that bad for us either. So it's kind of alright there. Diverted profit tax or something might be useful. Capitalists would dislike it. Rural development grants are typically one of the things that are great for GDP. It does increase car usage, but we are right in that anyway. Who does like that? Pretty much only farmers, right? Would increase farmer membership though. Farmers are slightly unhappy. They don't really like us, do they? What can we do in terms of law and order? Nothing that people would really like. That's the issue. I do need to appeal to conservatives by private prisons. Oh, interesting. No effect on liberalism, though. Trade unionists dislike it. Public libraries. It's a useful one, right? It does increase education, retard people, and equality. You know what? Let's do it. I think it's going to be alright. Anything else? Welfare fraud department. The poor dislike it. Conservatives do like it. Middle income people do like it. You know what? Let's do it. There are a lot more poor than there are middle class people, but I think with the conservatives increasing in number, I think it might be an okay thing to do. Gagged by foreign power, that's bad. North Korea, that's not really relevant. Budget, still running a deficit. I think it would be lovely if you, my friend, were becoming a little bit more experienced here. Because that would mean that we are earning a lot more money. But still, I think we are alright. How's our popularity looking? 37, so it's even declining. Ethnic minorities, you are pretty much bottomed out already, right? Yeah, but your membership is starting to decrease. That's good. Ooh, Jesus. That's a big drop here in immigration. Don't think there's much else other than immigration rules that we can do to influence that. Illegal immigration, it is coming down. Why is it so slow? You're really bad, aren't you? What else can we do here? I think we could try to influence the rules, sort of the refugee policy. If we're bringing that down, that does mean that immigration is going to decrease, illegal immigration is going to increase. But I do think that is a good thing to do. So we are reducing that. It feels so wrong to do all of this, but you know what? We are doing it. Okay, immigration routes, that's already settled. Was there anything else? Illegal immigration, tourism? No. Foreign aid. Yeah, we could of course go for the military spending here. But again, we don't really have the money to do that. So I think we'll need to say that that is alright. 34 still. Credit rating downgraded. See, that's an issue. Hyperactivity has fallen. That's not good either. What did lead to that drop? Yeah, and we are running into a rare earth crisis. Surprisingly, we are not doing quite as well as I would have anticipated here with our changes. Nevertheless, this is starting to come down further. So I think we will eventually be alright. Liberals, your membership is still decreasing, isn't it? Not that much, actually. Not that much. By the way, we should also check whether there's any sort of term limit that we are running into, because that would be kind of bad, wouldn't it? Right, so term limit. That is, there's no term limit. That's good. And term length. is 5 years. We could increase that ultimately. Liberals would dislike that, and democracy would go down. But that's okay. 33. We can go to 34. Anything in law and order terms that we'd want here. Water cannons are fine, but no. We do need to increase. We do need things that are popular, that are actively popular with people. Okay, what is still driving the membership here in Liberals? Press freedom, yes. Abortion law. No real reason to change that. Judicial independence, that's a 50%, that's a 50 drop there. And it's not really popular to decrease that. It's really the Liberals that we do need to come for. Alcohol law? Helpful, but art subsidies, yeah. Capitalists dislike that. Tourism, education. Well, how is our GDP looking? So we are still maxed out on that, so that's okay. It's not too bad for now. We've got the rare earth stuff. It does increase productivity. It does actually make capitalists love us a lot more, but it would increase the deficit. We've got a relatively high minimum wage. Doesn't help us too much though, does it? Ah, Jesus. What? Ethnic minorities really bottomed out a lot faster here than I would have expected. And it's nice to see immigration starting to come down, but I don't really think it's enough. Right, let's simply try to do some things here that are going to be at least somewhat helpful. So I think press freedom, we'll just need to gradually work our way down here. So yeah, we will come down here to 19. It is expensive, but it just might be helpful. Multinational tax evasion, that's fine. We are going to allow this because conservatives will like that. We're down to 37, 34 here. So 37 popularity, 34 political power that we can get. Environmental protests still ongoing. Illegal immigration crisis still ongoing. But it is going to go away. I'm very positive that it is going to go away. Down to 50% here. Considering themselves as minorities. There's no other influence factor for that. Interesting. Really interesting. Middle income, yeah, you still hate us. Even though we did go for the welfare fraud department, which I would have thought makes it a lot more open to us. We could go for something like compulsory work for the unemployed. Poor people hate that though. So no, I don't think so. And cutting taxes in again just doesn't seem to be on the table for me. So that's fine. Patriots, yeah, you still like us, and this is still coming into effect here with the border navy. So we're going to be alright on that front, I think. So yeah, I think what we need to do then is again look at the media. Media rights, where's that? Media. CCTV. Judicial independence. No. I wanted to go for press freedom. That's it. Right, so we can come down further here. So I think we'll just gradually make our way down here. Get less liberal people on board, but ultimately come to a point where we are, I think, going to be kind of strong in our response to them. Oh, there we go. Rare earth crisis is there. That's incredibly fast in its uptick over here. I mean, tech is kind of high, but yeah, that does mean that we're going to lose our tech advantage here, I think. No, not quite. Okay, that's not that bad then. Low corruption praised. That's kind of funny. And we've got an uncompetitive economy coming back online, largely due to our productivity lagging behind. Interesting. I think we will need to address our productivity once more. I would not have thought that to come back to haunt us again, but evidently did. Right, that's going to go away though. So yeah, what are we going to do about this? I think we can simply increase our mining for that. So that needs to come down by around 30% here. It is already at -11. Oh, that might not be enough, might it? No. Okay, so in that case, let's go for the Green Electronics Initiative. And I'm simply going to go ahead and do this. And be relatively expensive about that. CO2 emissions, capitalists dislike it, but other than that, it's fine. Okay, good. Any sort of policy here that's not too expensive and hugely popular? Business startup campaign. You know what? I think this kind of thing is what we do need. Self-employed people are going to like it. They don't like us too much at the moment, but I think it's going to be alright. So good about that. Internet tracking. Yeah, we are going to allow that because I'm absolutely writing off the Liberals as a supporting group here. They're still around 50%. They are. Right. Let's bring this down further. Because I think at some point it's going to be actually alright. Because people are going to love us once we are going to get rid of this completely. Finally, this has gone away. Uncompetitive economy, that's not good. Disguised employment law. Yeah, let's declare them as such for the moment. Because I think it would be lovely if that went away. Just briefly at least. It would recover though, so... But still, just the trade unionists, having them on board a little bit more might be useful just for a second here. Right, let's go back to the media and stuff. I'm simply going to search it because I don't find it. Press? Was it press? I think it might be that, right? Press freedom. Yeah, there we go. Right, let's completely cancel that. That means because we are now censoring everything, everyone kind of loves us. I like it. Just barely before the next election too. So kind of a long way to go there, but I think it might be alright, and it might be driving up our it might be driving up our standing here, our popularity by a lot. See, current value 60%. That is what I'm talking about, and we are, well, still at 36. So, but I think it is going up dramatically here, especially as everyone now loves us a little bit more because they don't know about anything else. Ethnic minorities down to 24%. That is what I like to see here. That is certainly very lovely. Good. And the illegal immigration crisis has also gone away. Respiratory disease still in full swing. Obesity is probably going to go away. This is still going to be around, which I don't mind too much. It does fit in with the theme. Rare earth crisis. So yeah, that is going to bring that down by 50. It's not enough. It's not going to be enough. So we do need to bring this up a little bit. Let's spend 10 political power on that. So we are going to try to get rid of that. I think it would also hopefully do something about the uncompetitive economy here. We simply do need to bring up productivity. I mean, technology is maxed out. Tech advantage. Tech grants, all of these do help a lot. It's probably the wages. I'm guessing that, yeah, I'm guessing that because we are seeing a lot less immigration, there's a lot less pressure on wages. That does drive up wages. And that does mean we're not as competitive as an economy anymore. Interesting. So you can really see that the game actually models kind of a benefit of having people be in your country. Gig economy is gone. We are going to force them to stay open because farmers are going to like that. And North Korea, there we go. That being said, I see that we are at 35 minutes. So let's put a cut in this episode here and see how we are going to go over the next election with slight changes here in terms of how people perceive us. We are up to a maximum of 38 though. So I'm very confident that that will lend itself to introducing a couple of the things that might help us out a lot. That being said, hope to see you around next time, and until then, bye bye.